close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Blake Griffin doing all sorts of things. He has 12 points and the 1 steal. He's been putting it up, and it's been going down 100% from the floor.
And Clark, I just love the supreme focus with which he's playing.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Dallas, Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Matthews out there with Williams, and it's Pachulia in at the center position.
And Chandler Parsons, changing teams last season, saw a little bit of a regression. Down in points, rebounds, and assists, but more troubling, down in field goal and free throw percentage. So you can tell that that transition to a new team, new system, new role definitely had an impact.
Chandler Parsons coming over from Houston to Dallas, moving into a new scheme, a different scheme than he had with the Rockets. It was his first go-around with Coach Rick Carlisle.
Yeah, and it's not easy for a player to adjust to a coach, a new coach, or a new coach to adjust to a player. That takes some time. It's a two-way street. We know Parsons has the talent.
And it's Paul penetrating, and Griffin slams it in.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Williams gets to Parsons. Matthews against Paul. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Dallas has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Nowitzki gets a wide open look. Dallas again missing.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time. That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Matthews with it. He's picked up by Jordan. Williams against Paul. And Williams, here we go. Up and in on the layup. Williams has got the lead up to 3 now for the Mavs. For Los Angeles, they've gotten just 1 of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Paul dishes to Griffin. Griffin a screen on Parsons. Pierce the pass to Griffin. Left side Parsons. Nowitzki for 3.
Oh my God.
Kicks it out to Parsons.
What the hell?
And stolen by Jordan. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. Takes the 13-footer and the foul on Paul Pierce. That is his first foul of the game.
And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
Yeah, and for them to reduce the lead, they should keep the pace brisk. I mean, that's how they've generated the highest quality shots.
And Stevenson's checked in for Chris Paul. And then for Dallas, JaVale McGee's checked in for Pachulia. Villanueva comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Wesley Matthews. Williams kicks to Parsons. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Parsons got 7 points in the game. Clippers trail by 3.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations. Really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. And Stevenson grabs the board.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Left side, Griffin. That ball. High speed that time from Stevenson. Stevenson's got 3 assists now in this one. To the paint, here's McGee, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Boy, that's a really nice feed by J.J. Barea.
It's a neck-and-neck game here in Los Angeles. Los Angeles calls timeout. And for JaVale McGee, what was once such a promising career is now part of a kind of a crossroad.
Yeah, you know what? He is capable of being a major rim protector and rebounder, but I think teams are getting a little bit impatient with him because he's just not mature to the point that you would have expected.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Griffin. Johnson comes in for Pierce. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. The Mavericks have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. And the rejection by Smith. Here's Stevenson, knocked away. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
And for McGee, it looked like he had taken a positive step last year when it was announced he would sign with Boston. The front office even came out and sang his praises. Then negotiations fell apart and McGee didn't play again for the rest of the season. Another in a long line of disappointments over his career.
And Parsons gets it to go. 1:27 left in the third quarter. Clippers trail by 3. Stevenson with it. Now Felton defending. The drive by Smith. No good. Now the Mavericks take it the other way.
You know, regarding McGee, he spent most of his career eyeing the money. He forced his way out of Washington partly because of it. Didn't sign with the Celtics because he wanted to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. He has to show that he can still play if he wants somebody to really pay.
And that one's good.
Bad time for these defenders to be standing around watching. Not while the ball's in his hands.
Mavericks leading by 3. And it's Harris off the drive. Felton dishes to Villanueva. Takes it out to Parsons. Shoots from 14. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. Parsons got 8 points in the quarter.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And he gets it to go.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
Clippers trail by 5. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Jordan with the screen on Harris. Redick passes to Jordan. The tray. It's hauled in by Felton. Parsons on the wing. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Mavericks ahead. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Here's Paul. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Pierce is out there with Griffin. And it's Johnson in at the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Yep, it goes. And the Dallas lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Chris Paul. Mavericks shooting a smooth 58% from the field. Everything going according to plan for them on that end. Nowitzki. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. And it's 6 points for Dirk Nowitzki. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Dallas.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Pass to Williams. Back to Nowitzki. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Griffin's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Here's Pierce. Dirk Nowitzki with the rebound. Nowitzki's got his 4th rebound in this one. Felton with the ball. He's picked up by Paul. The kick out to Matthews. Good on the triple. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
The deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question, I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. I mean, full throttle ahead.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented, for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
That's good for Nowitzki on the assist by Felton. Felton's got his 4th assist in this one.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Well, you know, the Mavs made the playoffs last season, but they really had a hard time against the rest of the Western Conference contenders, in part because they struggled defensively. Offensively, they were pretty good, but they didn't quite come up with enough stops when they needed them.
Greg, you talked about what the Mavs did, how they played against the West, 29-23 record against the rest of the conference.
Yeah, but Kevin, it's a little misleading, the win total. I mean, if you look at the Mavs against the teams that they compare themselves to, which are the playoff teams in the West, they were only 10-18 over the course of the season.
Good point. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. Despite the deficit, he told us guys, I've got confidence in you. We've had our backs against the wall before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, can they retake the lead?
And as always, Doris, thank you. Here's Barea. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. And it's an 8-point Dallas lead.
Boy, you got to love that assist by Darren Williams.
Paul kicks to Pierce. And a great assist.
¿Qué?
Just by Paul as that one goes in. 12 points for Paul Pierce.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture. Clutch.
Williams dishes to Nowitzki. Great D that time from Jordan.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Goes back up. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Dallas making a switch here. Parsons is checked in. Pachulia kicks to Parsons. Stolen by Pierce. To tie it up. Bullseye. Pierce has got the game tied up here for the Clippers. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Clippers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Looking at the numbers for Dirk Nowitzki, he has 8 points and also a block shot. He's getting it done, making plays by setting up his teammates and grabbing some nice boards, too.
And also, how about the intangibles? All the little things that he's done. That's also really important.
Powell, he's checked in for Dallas. And he lobs it up, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And, guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder, and that's exactly what that play looks to be.
And it's Paul penetrating, kicks to Griffin. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
This shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Oh my
He's been
God.
off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far. I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Powell. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
That's what this team needs right now. Solid scoring chances.
And the Clippers call time here. They're up by 2. There's 1:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Crawford passes to Pierce. That shot by Griffin, no good.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Williams dishes to Nowitzki. Parsons, right side. Griffin with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. Crawford's shot is good.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
Pierce against Parsons. Right block shot. The Clippers grab the miss. They've led by as many as 11 points.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball. And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg. The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Williams kicks to Nowitzki. Parsons for 3. It's good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
As clutch a shot as I have ever seen.
In a word, gutsy.
And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
You know, I think that's probably a smart move.
I think so, too.
We're seeing that red-hot version of Blake Griffin.
Dallas calls timeout. They trail by 4. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What do you think, guys?
You know what? And they're going to draw up something where they can get a quick shot and then maybe a foul.
That's got to be the game plan here. I mean, free throws are really their only hope. Points with the clock stopped.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Parsons for 3. Jordan with the rebound. And they go to the intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. You know, it's apparent there what a leader he is, always communicating and keeping everyone on the floor in sync.
And, Kevin, that's such a good point. You know, it doesn't always show up in the box score, but those leadership qualities of his are just as valuable to this team as anything else that he does.
And the Mavericks with possession here. Nowitzki for 3. The shot, no good. So the Clippers with the win. It was up for grabs.
Chris, how does a win like
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Blake Griffin. He started the game with a great shooting touch, making his first 4 shots.
Is there anyone in the NBA who's more?
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderfully